So with that note, I'd like to introduce our first speaker for today, Dr. Manoj Mohanlal Sharma, Director, Mayank Aquaculture Private Limited, Surat, India. Dr. Manoj Mohanlal Sharma, a pioneer shrimp farming professional having expertise in sustainable shrimp farming. Mr. Manoj Sharma is a key person behind Blue Revolution and transformation of coastal wetland into the most viable shrimp farming area, providing livelihood to thousands of people in Surat district of Gujarat. Dr. Manoj Sharma got 25 years of experience in planning and execution of shrimp farming, management management of satellite concept of shrimp farming development, formation of shrimp farmers cooperative and management, planning and management of cluster shrimp farming, master mapping and designing of large-scale shrimp farming areas. Dr. Manoj Sharma got a Doctor of Philosophy in Fisheries Science from Swami Ramananda Tirth University, Maharashtra, India. He also got Master of Fisheries Science in Fisheries Management from Central Institute of Fisheries Education, Mumbai, India. Dr. Manoj Sharma is the member of Subcommittee for Planning Commission, Government of India for the 12th Planning Commission, nominated as the board member of Central Institute of Fisheries Education, Mumbai. He is also the executive committee member for Society of Aquaculture Professionals, and he is the general secretary for Surat Aquaculture Farmers Association, and invited faculty expert, Department of Agriculture Biology, Veer Narmad South Gujarat University, and executive member for Gujarat Aquaculture Farmers Association, India. So, welcome, Dr. Manoj Mohanlal Sharma. Thank you for joining with us. So, Mr. Manoj Sharma will deliver his lecture on his extraordinary journey from Zhinga to Zhingalala. That is his travel starting with shrimp farming to an integrated approach of marketing his own shrimp in his own outlet. So with that note, I'd like to invite Dr. Manoj Mohanlal Sharma to deliver his lecture. Over to
Mohanlal. Thank you, Magan. Thank you, team USEC and US SOY for inviting me to such an August gathering. And thank you, Kevin. It was very educating listening to you, and the plan behind what SOY is doing, US SOY is doing to the food industry in the world. So my presentation will be in two parts, first and then followed by my good friend Naga. Then again, I will be covering the multi-phase. So while I was discussing to Magant, he told me that the main motive behind this thing is to motivate a lot of fish farmers or the enthusiastic, those who wants to come into shrimp farming. So we thought of you to share a presentation of me as a student and how I have traveled across Maharashtra, my birthplace, to Gujarat, and how I have found out the entire journey. So this will be mostly this 20-25 minutes is Zhinga to Zhingalala, as Umakant explained. Zhinga is called a prawn, a shrimp in Hindi, and Zhingalala is the brand I have created for the domestic market. Zhingalala means Lala is in generally our Gujarati, where I belong, is called people. Just as you see in the movie La La Land, is about the people. So Zhingalala is about the people here. So I think, Umakant, you can see my screen? Umakant, you can see my
yes,
screen?
Sir. Yes, sir. Okay, yes, sir. Go ahead.
So you can see my background. I was born in Nanded, Maharashtra. Is a district place near famous Aurangabad. And as a very curious child during childhood, I was very passionate about putting shrimp, fish into a tank or something and watching it grow. So during my childhood, there was a very big company. There was a surf washing powder, and they used to market a very beautiful 5-kilo plastic bottle. So I used to keep some fishes in that, close the jar, and within 2 or 3 days they used to die. And then I used to repeat it, and I'm very crazy to somehow to do that aquarium. So always been attracted to that, but never thought that my life will end up here in doing aquaculture. So early education definitely, like as the era of 1980s in our India, each and every student aspired to become a doctor and engineer. So my dream was also to get into the medical, and due to some 2 or 3% short, I got a seat in other state, but due to the family condition and financial background, we couldn't bond that fees. So I was very, very disappointed not to get the medical seat, not to have that doctor tag. And then I continued learning optional subject as fisheries after 12th because it was due considered for the IAS, Indian top officers, UPSC board. But that was also a second disaster that when I completed my BSc fisheries, the UPSC board has omitted fish and fisheries subject from the final list, and it was only animal husbandry, dairy, fisheries. So that was the second back. But as I said, it's a destiny. You should be always fight on a positive note. So then I competed for the All India Entrance Test of Central Institute of Fisheries Education, and luckily fisheries was my choice subject, so I stood within the merit list, and I got admission in 1991 batch in CIF. This is a picture of my native college, Science College Nanded. And then this is the Gujarat entry. In 1994, I passed out from CIF and came to Surat with only 500 rupees scholarship in my pocket, looking for job. And then moved from places to places, like it was a very hard time. Today, when I'm trying to present myself as a very successful entrepreneur with a 100 crore turnover, but those students or might be young entrants, enthusiastic entrants wants to, you'll be surprised that, for one-time meal, I used to work also in a small restaurant in Old Part, so that at least he can give me a free lunch or free dinner. So that kind of a time also we have gone through in Gujarat. But very passionate. I used to travel 150, 200 kilometers every day to the banks of river, Narmada, and because Narmada was very famous for the freshwater giant prawn Rosenbergi seeds. So I was expert in that thanks to my Guru A.K. Reddy, who taught me during the dissertation the Scampi farming, Macrobacum rosenbergi. So I was very updated with the latest strain knowledge on how to identify the original species. So Narmada I used to go, and people used to give me 100, 200 rupees every day to segregate the seeds from the wild versus the pure Macrobacum. And that's how I used to get my livelihood. Then in 1995-6, with 2-pond demonstration in Dandi, where I met a very enthusiastic, well-educated Sarpanch. He was having 200-hectare land in Dandi. So that is how this 4-pond of Dandi demonstration in 96-96 has changed the, like the entire future of shrimp farming in entire west coast of India. The concept became so popular among individual farmers that, to everybody wants to get into the shrimp farming, because you have to understand, when I'm talking about shrimp farming is done into the coastal spray zone where there is a continuous tidal amplitude is there, and entire water is spread, seawater is spread all over the land. Especially in Gujarat, we have a lot of neritic province where 25, 30 kilometers the tide water comes in. So a lot of these lands are considered as a westland, salt affected land. So there, from the west, we tried the best produce to do. You can see this initial pictures. You can see me in the first picture. I was hardly 25 or 26. Used to work like a labor there, and that was the happy moment of our first harvest. Then you can see during the college, during the CIP, initial days of my struggle and hard work in Gujarat. Then the era started 2000, where the transformation of the entire wasteland converted into the best land with initially the monodon, because before 2009-10, India was one of the dominant species culturing black tiger, the indigenous species. And out on out, India got the title of Indian black tiger. But unfortunately, now nobody is doing monodon because 2009 we have introduced Vanami, and it has taken each and every pond. So this is how it has, as I said, it has transformed lives of many people. Today, when I'm talking to you, the ponds which we started with only 4 demonstration ponds, today we have more than 12,500 hectares completely developed, and the very good point is that the wasteland is converted into best. The rural people, right in front of their eyes, they got the employment. And I was very fascinated when I saw that reverse migration. Few people know what is reverse migration, because in India, in the developing countries, people move around from rural inland areas to the cities to get their employment. But in my case, I was very happy to see the reverse trend, where people from the city started coming up to the villages and wants to get engaged into the shrimp farm. So you can see some initial news like Times of India that's saying the shrimp farming has provided a livelihood opportunity to more than 10,000 families. And this is what I realized after 400-500 ponds, that how difficult is to deal with the livestock. So I wanted to have a family together, like a family business. So a lot of farmers, they wanted to come in, and I studied very well the concept of Amul success. Thanks to Dr. Kurian, I was a big fan of him. So I thought how Amul has done the success module with one of the largest producers company. So I studied on that line, and I thought maybe I need to interwove all these small farmers into a family. And that is where I gave the birth of the concept called satellite farming. So where the farmers with the land, they used to come to me, and we used to provide them technical guidance. We used to provide them how to construct the pond. We used to manage the seed, feed, and buyback through the single window. And that's how really clicked, because whenever you do Vanami today also, the world is devastated because of the pathogens, the disease, the new emergence disease, and you need to be updated quite together into a farmers clubs or association to ensure your success and sustainability. That is where the satellite concept has come, and then slowly we realized that all this satellite concept and this group of farmers has to be named into a good association, and then that's what we started. Then the birth of Surat Aqua Farmers Association with 400 farmers, and it was one of the most successful farmers. And it was very difficult for people to believe that, Gujarat, initially when we started, we used to get 95-97% success, when it compared to the national average was hardly 50-60% success. So that I give the credit to the one platform where we could share the all seed feed and quality seed feed to the farmers, and give them a single hand, a common minimum program to run the farms. And this is the very historic picture in 2005, when we first had 5 people sitting on the dais. You could see right from Pradeep Navik to Kamleshji to Pradeep Navik first, and our MPD director Anishji. These 5-6 people, we were the one who started this forum. And today I'm very proud that entire Gujarat, Surat Aqua Farmers has taken a shape into Gujarat Aquaculture Association, and today we are doing a business of more than 50 to 55,000 tons of shrimps have been produced with a world-class reputation. So you can see the growth of Gujarat. You can see this picture. This is of my own farm. This is a 125 acre farm. And you can see now today, out of 6,000 hectares in Surat area itself, we are producing close to 50,000 tons in South Gujarat. And not only shrimp farming, you will be surprised to see that what we have noticed, that once you develop a wasteland, 1 hectare wasteland, it's not only produces $30,000 of shrimp, but it also provide direct employment to 10 people and indirect employment to 40 people. Because when you develop shrimp farm, you also support ancillary units like feed mill, hatchery, the exporters, the processors, the domestic vendors, and everything. Even you will be surprised because 10,000 people from the Adivasi, the tribal areas of Odisha state, has come, and now they are working on each and every pond. So even the grocery shops, even the mobile shops, so many employment has generated beyond our imagination. So today I'm very, very happy to see that the program what we started with 4 ponds and today has transformed life of 25 taluka places where 2 to 3 lakh people's life and livelihood completely depends upon shrimp farming. So you can see this well-developed the entire creek of Old Pod. You can see almost like 2,000 ponds over this creek. Then you can see initial pictures with the happy farmers, then the commissioner of fisheries, the fisheries department. You could see all these pictures are like sometimes I go through these pictures, it pumps up like 100, 200 grams of blood into my veins immediately because I see these old pictures and get so inspired that it took me almost 28 years to achieve. And that too also, when I'm talking to you, we have hardly developed only 8% of the land in Gujarat. So miles to go. So promotion of shrimp industry, I'm actually, again, I'm telling you, I'm blessed. I always feel that I'm a blessed person because I used to always, as a childhood, admire the great Amitabh Bachchan, the superstar, the film actor of India. And then they started the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire show. That is the version of Kaun Banega Crorepati. So in 2010, this has really, I'm not showing this about my accomplishment, but I'm trying direct to link because when I came and appeared on this seat and reached to the final question, and when the host was so enthusiastic that to present myself as a hero of shrimp farmers and how this 116 countries and seen this telecast and they understood the power of aquaculture to transform the rural economy. This show has popularized shrimp farming to the next level in the country. And I consider myself very, very fortunate that God has given me this opportunity to showcase shrimp farming at the world platform. And then the era came of the downfall of monodon because of the disease, especially the white spot, and then because of the repeated farming, the negative carrying capacity, the pond aging and all. And then people used to indiscriminately use antibiotic pesticide to save their crop. And that has created a very, very negative impact because India is still 90% depends upon the export market. So it was a very big challenge for me as an expert, as a farmer, that how to grow the shrimp into the best possible way without using antibiotics. So I thought prevention is better than the cure. So now I have a strong knowledge of more than 25,000 ponds I have stocked with my own hand and harvested. So I knew in and out about the shrimp farming and the bioremediation protocol, how it works. So we have tied up with one of the most famous institutes, CNRS, in Marseille, France. And we have exchanged so many samples of soil and feed, and then finally we have come up with a fantastic product, single product called US SOY, which used to take care of the bioremediation and biodegradation of the entire shrimp pond. And we had a tie-up with the local company HTS Bio, and then that has given to the birth of a very, very simple, cost-effective, easy to manage probiotic protocol for shrimp, and it has helped me to produce world-class quality shrimp without using any antibiotic and pesticides. And also with the mode of prevention is better than cure. And this bioremediation products has really helped to produce one of the best quality shrimps in Gujarat. You can see that my initial team, the launch of this Viva line product, and you can see my partner, HTS Bio chairman, Jack Fordin and his wife. And this is the complete 11 product range with Viva Soil to Viva Mean and all. And you could see that we used to, during this period, I was the one who was a big fan of Black Tiger. And I surprised each and everybody in the world that nobody thought Venami could grow more than 20-25 gram. But in my farm, because my farms were equipped with monodon, I was very fond of Black Tiger. So I used to follow that same module, and even I have presented world over the paper called "Do Venami the Tiger Way," and I used to grow Venami to 50 grams and 60 grams, and that kind of sizes. And thanks to this good product, what we are making and offering to the market. So since with the success of phenomenal success of Gujarat, a lot of people also wanted to know the success. So they started inviting me to the forums to talk as a farmer's mind, farmer's perspective, because a lot of that 20-25 years back, a lot of professors and shrimp experts were from the college or not from the field. So people used to love that, me as a farmer who's a practitioner, who is working from last 15-20 years on the farm, sharing my knowledge, my expertise on the global platform. So I think each and every shrimp farming country, with God's grace, I have visited and shared my success story and motivated many farmers. And especially to worth mentioning about Latin America, especially Ecuador 2013. When I was in Ecuador, I used to meet many farmers, and we have transformed the feed and feeding management in Ecuador. And today you could see Ecuador is also producing close to 8 lakh tons of shrimp in the world. So today India and Ecuador itself is producing 35-40% of the world market. So you could see some pictures of my travel to different countries and how it has my knowledge, my success, and has welcomed me each and every country, and proud to present the Indian flag the world over. And these are the awards and plaques and the certificates which shrimp farming has showered upon me. And this is worth mentioning that there was a program in 2015 that because of some drought and lots of farmers, you might have heard internationally also, a lot of farmers committed suicide, agriculture farmers. So the Indian government through the national television has telecasted series of episodes to motivate entire farmers that how shrimp farming can change their fate and their profitability. So I was very lucky to choose as one of the heroes of shrimp farmer, and my episode was 29 in Kisano Ke Maan Aaye as a shrimp farmer. So this was also one of the biggest thing in my life that this episode could have changed many people and motivated them to come bring to the shrimp farm. And as I said, left side you can see the plaque of recognition given to me by the Latin American country that my contribution has helped their local farmers. And I also 2019 I was selected as the icon of Times of India. Also, this India Small Joint Award, and worth mentioning is the National Fisheries Development Board, the National Award for Best Shrimp Farmers in 2008. So downtrend also shrimp farming in India, we are now, as we see the rise and fall of monodon, and then the rise and tsunami, Venami, what we say. So that the way that India has developed from 80,000 tons to 8 lakh tons. But now last 2-3 years, because of the negative carrying capacity, we have also seen that farmers are facing a lot of productivity issues because of the negative carrying capacity. And me as a farmer, we are very one of the forerunners and senior farmers, because my ponds are also 15-20 years old now. So I've also seen that downtrend in production productivity. So I thought what to do. So there also came some nursery rearing phase in Andhra Pradesh and other states, but I was not so fond of that nursery rearing within the farm, because when you do nursery within the farm, you are going to use the same water which is within the negative carrying capacity. So I decided that I should have a multi-phase shrimp farming system, so which I'm going to definitely cover bit by bit into my next presentation. But this is what you can see now in 2020 already shrimp. You can see that 20% is a drop, and this is not because of the COVID. This is mostly because of the production issues. And still, I think WSS is the biggest damager besides the survival, the slow growth, and the running mortality. And this is what I thought is the way forward, that I should come with a multi-phase where I can have a separate rearing of 40 days, dividing the crop. Because if you see the normal Venami crop is for 120 to 140 days. So first 40 days are very crucial. So that I have completely done into indoor. So that well biosecured, disease-free seeds after 40 days can be transferred to the grow-out ponds, and then in grow-out ponds without any water exchange, with good bioremediation protocol, I could easily run for another 60 days. So at least I can make my shrimp 20 gram so that they reach beyond the size where I cannot face the loss. And also because of the shortage of the days, I can produce it in much more efficient way. So I can even stand tall in front of the diminishing market. So this is the concept I developed from where I just call it as a multi-phase shrimp farming, or you call it from the farm to the factory, where a farm of 30 hectare producing 20 to 60 pieces can be now easily produce that kind of a material in 1 hectare by taking multiple crops. This was the concept, and this is the state of the art. My multi-phase shrimp farming indoor nursery attached with hatchery. And this is almost in a very isolated place, far 60-70 kilometers far away from my farming. So ensuring a complete, very good quality water. You can see a short film of this, which I'm definitely going to cover into my next presentation. So I will run fast. You could see the animals, the complete indoor. You could see the quality PL 30-35 size. And then recent focus on the domestic market. Now this is what amid COVID, I've been planning from 3-4 years that as a head of the Gujarat Aquaculture Association, I thought, what is our limiting factor? We are producing the world-class shrimp 50 to 60,000 ton, and our entire dependency is on our export sales. So as we know that we are 1.3 billion population in India itself, and we very well consume more than 14 million metric tons of fish. So why not this 0.8 million tons of shrimp? But we need market. We need to develop that market. We need to spread the awareness, the nutritional benefit about it, and compared to red meat, how shrimp can be very good and nutritive with a health advantage. So I found that most of the people in inland, if you leave the coastal, they doesn't know even the shrimp, and they doesn't know how to cook the shrimp. So I thought best way to get into this subject of promotion is that to have my own restaurant. So I developed the concept of Zhinga to Zhingalala, means how a fresh prawn from my own pond can serve your plate. So that's what I came with the concept, the restaurant now named Zhingalala. Zhinga is a prawn and Lala is, as I said, people. And then the tagline was from our pond to your plate, like a farm fresh tag. So this is what I developed, and I got an overwhelming response to that, and started in 2009. And after 6 months, definitely we had a setback because of the lockdown amid COVID. But even though my enthusiasm has not come down, because I was very passionate about it, that this is going to click. Even amid COVID, we have got a very good response. Even we started selling door to door farm fresh packed shrimp. So you can see the glimpse of the restaurant. It is completely on the theme of farming. You can see the net, the aerator, the walls have been designed and painted with all the information of goodness of the shrimp. You could see a very well engineered menu with all regional cuisines, and also famous cuisines from Oriental nations like Thailand, Malaysia, China, and definitely Indian, all the states covering from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. A lot of dishes we have involved, and you could see the spread of the beautiful dishes. And as I said, amid COVID, as also Kevin said, a lot of demand has increased for shrimp. Even we used to supply farm fresh field frozen shrimps to door, and it has really helping me to create an awareness and increase the consumption of domestic market in the country. I am very sure India needs these people, this population, the millennium next generation needs that if they come open to eat shrimp, I think we the farmers will have the biggest support, and in no time India can produce more shrimp, or maybe double the production. So this will be my concluding remark, because those who are specially listening to me, because they are those who are enthusiastic, they want to get into this shrimp farming. So I'm not a superman. So I'm a very simple, ordinary person who has got initial setback right from student, wants to do these and that, and finally landed up into shrimp farming, aquaculture, and made my life. So my concluding remarks, take-home message for you guys will be that honesty, hard work, dedication, and patience are the key elements directing an individual to the success. Thank you so much, and again I will join you later. Thank you so much. Oh my God, thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Manoj Sharma, for sharing your success story. The reason why we asked Dr. Manoj Sharma to share his success story during his presentation. You might have heard that despite of reaching from 4-hectare pond to nearly 50,000 metric tons of production capacity, still the resources utilization in Gujarat state itself is only 8%. So if you can imagine that, how much more production capacities are there in our entire, not only in India, but other countries like Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan. We have a lot of resources that
Sorry,
are
Kant,
to be
I
exploited.
lost the connectivity. Sorry.
Yeah. So because of that reason, we wanted to introduce his success story into the program so that the people in other places where they have a lot of resources can get inspired with his method of approach in reaching to this position.